Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Sempre Milan bonus podcast on Substat. It's getting to that time of the season where kit leaks are starting to emerge, and we are going to look through some of the 2025-26 leaks for the Milan shirts. Buenos dias, senor.
Good afternoon.
How's
Good to be
going?
back.
Happy Friday.
It's going well. Yeah, it's nice that it's a Friday for once. Although the weeks pass by so fast these days, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they do. They do, and we're back in action on Sunday. The international break has been, I'd say, pretty welcome. Not that anything, it's never quiet, is it, when you cover a club like this? But I think an international break is I don't know, it just hits the reset button a little bit because there's just so much club football that sometimes it can start to lose a bit of meaning, especially when you're playing every 3 or 4 days, as we have been doing. So yeah, just the small task of Napoli away to deal with on Sunday night, which should be good. But who knows? We might be able to spring a surprise.
Yeah.
As mentioned in the intro here, we have compiled some of the leaks that have come out regarding Milan's kits for next season. Now, these have come from the usual sources, and when I say that, it tends to be Footy Headlines and Opa Leak. Those are the ones that get the info, and to be honest, they usually get it pretty spot on. So it's you pretty much say that these are going to be the final ones. Only one of the leaks is the actual completed shirt, but some information has come out about the away and the third shirt as well. But before we go through each one, I wanted to ask you, what are the key ingredients for a good home shirt for Milan?
That's a good question. I think just keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Rely on the basics, like good stripes, red and black. Keep it simple.
Equal width.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and not too narrow, not too wide. Just, I mean, it depends what you want, I guess. Some of the classic shirts have very narrow stripes, which are nice as well. But yeah, I think just keep it simple. Use the colors for what they are, and then you're pretty much gonna get it bang on every time if you just do that. So
I fully agree, and I think that like the experimentation shouldn't come from like the basics of the shirt. Like if anything, you could put a bit of white trim on it, like they've done for this season's. If it's meant to be a retro inspired one, then you might do the thinner stripes, as this season's sort of looks a bit like 2011-12. But yeah, you shouldn't veer too far from the classics, as you say, and that brings us on to shirt number 1. What do you think of this?
I mean, the stripes are good, but the club emblem is like, I know it's been a hot topic among the fans.
Yeah.
And I'm inclined to agree that it's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like keep it simple. Use, the positives of Milan as a brand, which is the logo and the colors. And like to not have the actual logo on the home shirt is a bit frustrating, in my opinion. It just feels like a missed opportunity, because I think aside from that, even with the pattern or whatever you like call it in the black stripes, it looks quite good. But yeah, the logo and the emblem is what frustrates me the most. And especially, I think since they switched from doing like embroidered emblem to just plastic or whatever it is now. I guess this one has it too, the one I have on, which is the away kit from last season. But I was just hoping that they would. I mean, especially in these times as well, with all the protests and, we need to go back to the roots of Milan. And then this comes out. It's just like read the room a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I just put it back on the other picture there, I think the problem, as you mentioned, with it's almost like a plasticky badge.
Yeah.
I would say, more so than stitched, and I prefer the stitched ones always. I think it just looks and feels better. But the problem with this plasticky style badge and using, they're calling it monochromatic, which basically means, you know, just two colors. It's a red and white only version
Yeah.
of the badge. Is that even on this here, you can see with the picture that's been taken, there's a glare on it.
Mm.
It looks terrible. You
Yeah,
know,
it looks.
it looks really bad. And then obviously on this one here, this is like not real. This is just
Yeah, computer made.
imposed. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
because it's the wrong badge. You can tell by that middle stripe being too thin that they've used like the old crest and just put the red and white filter on it. But you're right. I think it's a travesty that you would use anything other than the classic crest on our home
Yeah.
shirt. Yeah, they've changed it up from time to time. They had what everyone calls the St. George's Cross one, but it's actually just the emblem of the city of Milano. In 2014-15 through to 15-16, that was a little bit different. Some people vibed with it, others didn't. Others thought that we should just stick with that. And there has been stuff like in the 80s, which we'll come on to, where they used a slightly different logo. But it's the one thing that I think if you put the normal crest on that shirt, and I don't know about the star being red, to be honest. I always prefer the star to be gold, but
Yeah, agreed.
normal crest on there, it's actually a pretty solid shirt. What was it you said that it has vibes of like 2020, 21?
Yeah, exactly. If you look at the stripes and like
Yeah.
not too narrow, not too wide.
Yeah.
And I think that shirt had the normal emblems, and that was
Yes.
nice. Like that was one of my favorites in recent times, I think. So I
Yeah.
agree with you. Like if this had been the normal club emblem, it would have been like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's not amazing, it's not perfect, but very, very good it would have been. So it's frustrating. And I get that they want to like bring the costs down, as bad as that sounds, by using an emblem like this.
Yes.
Or even doing something a little different to like attract new viewers or buyers or whatever you like to call it. But they should stick with doing that for the away shirt and third shirt.
I mean, we're bringing out. We're basically on. We've had 6 shirts this season.
Yeah,
You know, we've had home away third, 125th anniversary, and the 2 fourth kits. Like that's plenty of room for experimentation. You don't have to do it on the home shirt. I don't know what I mean, you can just sort of see a little bit of a devil outline in the stripes, you know, with the smoky pattern that they've done. I don't mind that. I would like it to be a little bit more subtle, I think. Also because it stands out massively in contrast to the plain black sleeve stripe.
Yeah.
I think that looks a bit strange. But I don't mind them putting a little something in the stripes just to add a little bit of variety. But I think that being so obvious, coupled with the sleeves not matching, coupled with the monochromatic logo, and from what we know, it's going to be a blank back again, that big black panel, which I guess they have to do now to show the numbers. But